Hello, my name is Garrett and welcome to the second episode of the Blackblock series. Today is going to be about... Oh, there you are. Today is going to be about chickens. It's here somewhere. Because I wanted to make something without looking at tutorials, this is what I came up with. Because how hard could it be, right? I mean, the eggs are made up there, they go via the hopper into the dispenser, which fires them out. Okay, you have to push this button, so this part is not finished yet. You're probably wondering, why aren't you using lava to create an automatic chicken cooker? Well, I wanted to make an entity cramming farm. As you know, if more than 24 mobs are in a single block, they start dying. And I want to see how effective that can be. I need to check if something is in a dispenser. The comparator, the thing that looks like it has a pyramid on it, does that. It sends out a signal if something is in a dispenser. If I route that signal back into the dispenser, it should fire that item. But just have to... Okay, so there, it fired something, but it only fired once. The dispenser actually needs a single pulse, on and then off. If the signal stays on, it won't fire again. So if there are multiple items inside, like there are now, it'll get stuck. So we need a clock. Let's clean this up a bit. So we have the comparator first. It actually sends out a signal strength based on how full the dispenser is. Because that strength will only be 1 when there are only a few items in, we need a repeater. That will always boost the signal strength to 15. Now we put another comparator and set it to subtract mode, because we want to use this to create a little clock like so. I don't want to make this sound like a tutorial vid, I'm just thinking out loud here. So I enabled some redstone resource packs from the Vanilla Tweaks website so I can make the process a bit more visually understandable. Forgot to put this back in subtract mode, okay. So the repeater boosts the signal to 15. That signal goes into the comparator, and right now it puts out the same signal strength on the top because there is no signal going into either of the sides. If we loop the output back into the comparator, it'll subtract that amount on the next stick and you can start to see it flashing. Let's slow this down a bit. It'll do 15 minus 13 on the first stick. Then, on the next stick, the output on the top will be a signal strength of 2. Because of the length of the redstone line, you can see the value going into the side is now 0. So on the next stick, the comparator output is 15 again. And just like that, we have made a little pulsating signal. I've been working on this for too long now, so let's finish it up. I'll put a repeater here, which I will then use to power this block that I'm putting down here. And voila, it starts spitting out the items. I've been leaving this running for a while and well, the results are not that great. I'm getting way more eggs than I am getting meat, but I think I know why. So let's move some of those excess eggs into the dispenser first, which I've made fire a little slower by the way. If you just take a look at all these chickens, they are standing in separate groups in the corners. When I turn on F3 and I count all the entities, there are like 130 plus chickens in there. That's a whole lot more than the 24 I imagined. Now they do start dying, but sometimes it's the baby chicks that die, and they don't drop anything, plus I have to deal with the eggs that these 130 chickens are laying, so it's not really useful. So, forget the chickens for a minute, here we are at Dia's base. And yes, this is me learning how to work with replay mod. I'm actually here because I need to run a little errand for Lo. He needs a potion of weakness to cure a zombie villager. This is also the perfect opportunity for me to visit two people's bases. So, this is Dia's base. She has her stuff in order. She's only been playing on the server for 5 days now and... well, if this were a competition, she'd be winning. The outer walls have been here for a while now, but just 2 days ago the inside was just a huge pile of dirt. I'm going to blame my slowness on work and admin duties because I don't nearly have anything that looks like this. She's also lucky to have a skeleton spawner just under her base. I've used it a few times before now. But enough of that. Let's go get this potion of weakness. So I can bring it to Lo. And thank you. I'm arriving at Lo's base. I took the scenic route here because I couldn't find his nether portal. And is this the entrance? Nope, that's glass. I really thought that was water. Blame the shaders. There are our two patients waiting to be cured, just sitting there in the boat. But where is Lo? Indeed. Indeed. Oh, well, this looks like the real entrance. Okay, it's good information. Oh, there he is. So, this is what we came for. 1 potion of weakness. Hand delivered. Here you go. Oh, look, it's a working chicken cooker. Do I sound jealous? Surely not. Moving on. And here is his nether portal. Let's see where it takes us, because he thinks it's linked up wrong. And oh yeah, okay, so this brings us to the spawn portal. Okay, so I would like to make something that actually works now, and look at me, I'm glowing. Isn't it funny how silver shaders make you glow in certain lighting conditions? Anyway, so I'm switching over to another type of mob farm, an old design, one I know and love, the canal style mob farm. I've made this a few times now, and mostly as a big tower in the sky, but now I want to put it underground. It's not the most efficient farm, but it is the easiest to make without any resources. And oh look, a zombie spawned. I totally did not light this up enough. But at least you can see how it works. He wanders off the platform into the water, and down the hole he goes. The reason I'm making it already is because there's some talk about going to the end and killing the dragon. And when that happens, it doesn't take long until people take to the skies with elytras. And what do people with elytras need? They need rockets. And this little farm will give me that. So this is where the temporary killing chamber will go. Normally the drop from way up high would kill the mobs. Let's just first place these hoppers down here. Okay. So letting mobs fall to their death is a quick and efficient way to kill them, but then I'd have to do a lot of digging, and I just want to get it done now. The actual killing will happen with campfires. The mobs will fall on them, slowly die due to fire damage, then drop their items, which will just fall right through and get picked up by the hoppers. I added a bit of glass just to see what's going on inside, and it's done. I just need to find the right spot to AFK now. Before I forget, I need to remove the torches or this won't do a damn thing. And look at the view from up here. Isn't it dramatic? And now for the least fun part of this mob farm, lighting up the surrounding caves. And look up there. There's some creepers already. Let's make sure these guys stop spawning around here. Now, we're actually in a bit of luck on our server because the radius of blocks in which mobs spawn has been lowered a bit. And it has been lowered in order to optimize server efficiency. So, what will the farm produce? Right now, all the regular mobs except for Endermen can spawn. So that's zombies, skeletons, spiders, creepers and witches. That will give me rotten flesh, which I can trade with villager clerics for emeralds. It'll give me string, which is a useful ingredient in its own right. It'll give me spider eyes, which I guess is useful for potion brewers. Bones, for bone meal and so for white dye as well. Plenty of arrows. The occasional witch will drop some redstone and even potions. But the best thing of them all is the creeper. It'll drop gunpowder. And gunpowder can be used to craft TNT and rockets. It's actually possible to turn off certain mobs spawning in the dark room of the mob farm. Limiting the available height to 2 blocks will prevent endermen from spawning, which I already did. Putting a trapdoor on the ceiling would also prevent witches, zombies and skeletons from spawning, because they are exactly 2 blocks high and they can't fit under there. Then adding carpet every few blocks will actually prevent spiders from spawning too, since they need a 3x3 area in order to spawn, which is invalidated by the carpet. And so we are left with nothing but the creeper. And this is something I plan on installing later when I add some more platforms. Let's take one more look at the chicken farm. 1 1/4 stack of raw chicken and feathers, and a whole lot of eggs. Let's just put some eggs in here just to speed up the process maybe. And then look at these, yeah, all eggs. And that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!